Alright, so today we've got the second video of daily recall. So, here, actually, let me grab my pen. So, what we're going to do is we're going to run through everything. We're going to try to run through everything that I learned about video editing today. I'm going to attempt to explain it in order to make sure that I'm actually using my time wisely and better, I guess, active recall. So, today we're going to start out. I spent a lot of time in After Effects. A lot more than I wanted to. I wanted to get some other projects done, but that's besides the point. So we were trying to do blur on a 3D layer. Now, if you're an editor, you probably know or have experimented with this and found that it does not work unless you do a couple of things. You can either, one, pre-comp it, but it does not really work as you want it to. Or I found you can do a adjustment layer. So that's what I ended up using. So we're gonna say there. So that fixed my problem pretty well. Pretty sure there's another thing you can do. I'm not quite sure. And then I also found if you want to mess with masking and stuff and you're doing it all on 3D layers, so tie to layers. If you want to do masking layers on a just don't. If you want to mask or combine layers, do it on Photoshop and then import it to After Effects. So first, all right. Then we learned that, and I watched some videos, some game study, if you will, from Malice. Talked about in the last video. Great influencer for video editing. So we're going to say, and he talked about how portfolios, so he's talking about how to structure a portfolio as an editor, and I have not even made my own portfolio yet, nor have I really amassed enough client work to do so in the first place, but besides the point, he said, so best vid, then you do blah, 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 second best. And his reasoning for this was that you want to first set the tone, strong tone when your portfolio is first being reviewed, and then put some filler in there so your client work, maybe not your best, but definitely not your worst, and then end it off with your second best video that you've done, so that way you leave a good taste in your viewers, I guess, mind once he's done reviewing your stuff. All right, what else? Let's see. I watched it over the Malice. I kind of repeat this video a lot just to kind of see how much I can get memorized, but he talked about different stages and levels of awareness for a client. So he kind of talked about how some clients are directly aware of their problems. So I'm just going to write awareness. And the more a client is aware of their need for an editor, the more likely they will be to, I guess, onboard you, or rather you onboard them. But if they don't even think they have an editor, or they're clueless about their content, then they probably won't actually be super down to work with you. And then I learned a little bit about camera, some camera movement research, because I don't really look too much into camera settings. I just kind of, parent it to a null, as I assume most of us do. But I learned that there's the dolly, which is, I'm just going to do this. It's front and back, orbit, which I believe is rotate. And then I think there's one more for side to side or whatever. I think it was just movement or something, but I forget what it was called. And yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to fill the board out a little more. I got some decent. I could have worked a lot harder, but thank you for watching, and hopefully I get to see you in the next video.